What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over each and every one of the new Nightmare cards added into College Football 25 Ultimate Team today. Talking about which of these cards are worth you guys picking up. Now, it's important to note Matthew McDoom is available for free in the Goals Gambit round 2, only 5'11". Good speed, acceleration, really solid in man coverage with the 95 press rating, which is absolutely absurd. So let's honestly start there with the Goals Gambit round 2, see exactly what that is. So Goals Gambit round 1 stays the same, doesn't go anywhere, it's still there. But round 2 does begin, and you guys can see these are the specific rewards for each and every one of them. Couple of 91 overalls, 91 plus pack, and again, you can get that cornerback for absolutely free. Is it worth you guys playing? Is it not? That's totally up to you. It's relatively easy to get done though, if you are wanting to play it. But let's break down all of the new cards specifically added today in the Nightmares promo, the Nightmares set. Let's start it off. An 89 overall Chase Lunt, better run blocker than pass blocker. 6'8" is insane. 89 strength. Card's fine. Chase Lunt is a fine card. Is he anything spectacular? No, but I mean, I'm not really surprised. You look at the card, he looks okay, nothing spectacular. Next up, Bryce Benhart from Nebraska, right tackle, better run blocker than pass blocker. Once again, 6'9", 90 strength. What is going on with these cards? I don't know. He's better than Lunt. Like, these two side by side, give me Benhart way over Lunt. Next up, Donovan Jackson, left guard from Ohio State. Way better in pass protection than run blocker. So if you like to throw the football a lot, Donovan Jackson absolutely can play for you. Now, if you're one where you run the football quite a bit, Donovan Jackson is not your guy. Next up, fullback Brock Lampe from Northern Illinois. 86 speed, 85 strength, good run blocker. Again, he's a fullback, so if you're like myself that never really runs the fullback as far as a run blocker, I mean, there's no real point for the card, but he's fine. Kevin Swint up next, left outside linebacker from Georgia State. Really good power move. Gonna get after the quarterback pretty well. As far as everything else, I don't love the card. He's fine in zone coverage, but I don't like his block shed enough to run the card. He is not a card. He gets after the quarterback fine, but he's not a card I really do love. Patrick Jenkins, defensive tackle from Tulane, 81 speed, 88 acceleration, 85 block shed, good finesse move. I don't love this card either. And so as far as the 89s, my favorite card is that right tackle in Benhart from Nebraska. I think he is your best option at that specific overall. Next up, 92 overalls. Let's start off with Anthony Johnson Jr., who comes with 92 speed, 91 acceleration, and a 95 man coverage, 87 change of direction. Only 5'10" on the card. Do wish he was slightly taller, but he can play. Anthony Johnson Jr. is not bad whatsoever. I just think he's way too undersized. Mikhail Kamara up next, 89 speed, 91 acceleration, 88 block shed, 95 finesse move. This card can play. This card, as far as getting after the quarterback, is up there, but he's also got good speed and a solid enough block shed. Kamara is really, really solid in this game and one of your best ends in the game that we do have. Definitely can play at an insanely high level. Next up, Jonah Dalmas, the best kicker in the game. And I know what you guys are saying, really, Ty? He absolutely is. He has 95 kick power. This card's going to be able to make like 62-yard field goals if you know how to kick the football. Now, again, would I recommend kicking him from that far? That's totally up to you and where you're personally at as far as a kicker. But this card is really solid and can definitely play at a pretty high level in this game. Definitely a card that you can get your hands on or pull them, let's say, out of a pack, out of a free pack. Can absolutely play. Matthew McDoom is the card that you guys can get for absolutely free. 92 speed, 93 acceleration, 90 man coverage, 95 in press coverage. Now, if you're one where, let's say, you like to play man under or even, just strictly, man blitz type schemes, McDoom can definitely play. 5'11". Do wish he was maybe slightly taller. If there is one complaint, it is that. Wish he was slightly taller, but McDoom is fine. I wouldn't grind, I'm not maybe going to specifically grind for him. Might get him along the way. Cody Simon up next, middle linebacker, 6'2", 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 95 zone coverage, 89 block shed, 87 change of direction. The only question I have for Cody Simon is, Are you one of the top 2 or 3 middle linebackers in the game? Now, if you compare Simon to some of the other middle linebackers that we do have in the game, you're going to see Simon's definitely up there. You know, the 90 speed, there's only a couple of guys that have faster speed or that are faster. The Paul Posluszny, Danny Stutzman, couple of those guys. As far as that 95 zone coverage with 87 change of direction, it's rare. I'm telling you, Cody Simon is going to be one of the best middle linebackers in the entire game. And honestly, I don't expect the card to be insanely expensive. Now to the 94 overalls. We saw him yesterday. Let's start off with Bray Hubbard, free safety, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 96 man coverage. I mean, we're looking at a card with a 96 man coverage at 6'2". Change of direction at an 88 is fine. Solid tackler as well. The best free safety in the game by far. It's literally not even close. The difference between Bray Hubbard and your next best free safety is pretty large, is pretty massive. This card, if you've got the coins, is worth getting at that free safety position. The card is an absolute stud. The 94 speed is just crazy. Kage Casey, a left tackle up next. It's tough for me to sit here and hype the card up too much when Kelvin Banks in the game. 93 strength, better run blocker than pass blocker. I will say it like this. I do think he's the best pure run blocking left tackle in the entire game. So again, if you like to pound that rock, Kage Casey could be the guy for you. Again, I just think there are better and more complete left tackles right now in the game. Now to the moment of truth. The wide receiver in the Nightmare set today is Jeremiah Smith, who is by far and away the best wide receiver in the game. 95 speed, 6'3", 97 deep route running, 94 mid, 91 short, 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 88 change of direction. Now, as far as making people miss in the open field, he's not going to do that at a super high level. You know, the spin move, juke move isn't that great. However, I will say, Jeremiah Smith might be your best card right now in the entire game. Because if you're looking at him compared to the other wide receivers we have in the game, it's literally not close. Like Diggs, I'll say it, Diggs is not that far behind. But as far as all the other wide receivers we do have in the game, it's literally not remotely close. We also, and I'll spend a little bit of time talking about this today, we do see a drop in how cheap cards can get. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Danny Stutzman now is going to be below that 123,000 coin mark. These expensive cards or cards that were expensive can now go under that bottom, under that minimum. So even a guy like Banks could drop, down a little bit more than they were able to in the past. So again, just something to kind of keep in the back of your mind. You don't have to do anything about it, but it is important to kind of make note of the fact that guess what? Isaiah Bond can be like 100,000 coins at this stage in the game. Now, as far as I'm concerned, guys, is Jeremiah Smith worth his price? That's tough for me, right? That's tough for me to sit up here and say Jeremiah Smith is worth his price because I don't even know what it's going to be. But I will say it like this: as far as the Nightmare cards in this game, I don't mind them, guys. I really don't mind the fact that these Nightmare cards are coming to the game. And honestly, I think a lot of these cards are going to be extremely good. Casey already insanely inexpensive, I would say. Again, we'll have to wait and see about Jeremiah Smith. I like Cody Simon. As far as these other cards, we'll talk about it more specifically later on. But you're going to see a big market crash with some of these other guys as well. That's going to wrap it up. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.